The first sign of hospitals began preventing disease before symptoms is not a miracle. It is a person who has lived with a problem for years, suddenly realizing the day has become a little easier. The change begins quietly. A waiting room moves faster. A classroom reaches farther. A farm grows where people once saw only dry ground. A dangerous job becomes safer before anyone calls it historic. For generations, ordinary people lived with limits that shaped their days. Distance, waiting, illness, dangerous work, unequal access, and problems that felt too expensive to solve. Those older systems carried families, towns, workers, students, and patients through life, but they also left many people waiting outside the door. Today, those limits are being challenged by cleaner energy, better sensors, robotics, AI, biotechnology, new materials, and communities demanding systems that serve people instead of exhausting them. At first, the pressure looks practical. Save time, lower cost, reduce waste, and bring help to places that were always told to wait. The historical comparison matters. The printing press did not only create books. It changed who could learn. Vaccines did not only change medicine. They changed what parents feared. Refrigeration did not only preserve food. It changed cities, work, and family life. The most useful technologies often become part of the background, but their human effect is enormous. Then a breakthrough stops feeling like a headline and starts feeling like a tool. It enters homes, clinics, classrooms, roads, farms, workshops, and small communities that rarely appear in grand predictions. By September 2029, hospitals began preventing disease before symptoms could become a practical breakthrough that makes daily life safer, easier, healthier, or more dignified for ordinary people. The future does not arrive as a perfect world. It arrives as a series of ordinary moments that begin to hurt less than before. Parent gets an answer sooner. A worker leaves the dangerous part of the job to a machine. A student receives patient help at the exact moment they need it. A family spends less of life fighting the same old obstacle. The emotional shift is subtle. People do not celebrate every improvement loudly. Sometimes they simply sleep better. They walk into a clinic with less fear. They send a child to school with more confidence. They start planning beyond survival because the old pressure has loosened its grip. The strongest human effect is not fear. It is relief. Time returned, pain reduced, access widened, dangerous work avoided, and families able to imagine a lighter future. This is the part of progress that cannot be measured only in charts. It is measured in calmer mornings, safer hands, shorter distances, and people feeling that the system finally noticed them. The remaining problem is access. A future can be bright and still uneven. The first users may be wealthy, urban, connected, or lucky. The real documentary question is whether the breakthrough stays a privilege or becomes part of the common floor of human dignity. Imagine one ordinary person inside this change. They are not asking for a utopia. They are asking for a day with less pain, less waiting, less danger, or less distance between need and help. That is where the future becomes personal. That is why hopeful futures are not childish. They are demanding. They ask society to build systems carefully enough that progress does not become a luxury product. The best future is not the one with the most advanced machine. It is the one where fewer people are left alone with a solvable problem. History has always moved this way. Electricity did not only power machines, changed evenings. Clean water did not only improve infrastructure, changed childhood. The best inventions become invisible because life quietly grows around them. The second effect appears later. When a useful tool becomes common, people build new habits around it. A town can regain activity. A clinic can prevent suffering earlier. A classroom can stop treating distance as destiny. Hopeful cinematic documentary scenes with warm daylight, realistic people, cleaner technology, human faces, green spaces, classrooms, clinics, homes, farms, workshops, and public places becoming more alive. The question is not whether technology can become more advanced. The deeper question is whether it can become more humane. But even hopeful futures need scrutiny. A breakthrough that helps some people can still miss others. The real test is not only whether the invention works, but whether access reaches the people who needed it most. If hospitals began preventing disease before symptoms becomes part of ordinary life, who gets relief first? And who is still waiting?